Hello,
And welcome to
the Nick.
the Jake and the
And
movies.
I was late.
Yeah, it was a little.
I was late on that
We'll
one.
get it next time.
Yeah.
Episode 6.
The Chronicles of Clark Middleton.
What?
Yes.
What? I don't understand.
So, we talked about Clark Middleton last week.
Did we?
We did. And we are going to be talking about Clark Middleton on 2 different segments this week.
Are you talking about the guy I mentioned?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Charlie?
That's his name?
Clark Middleton.
Okay.
Yeah, he's Charlie in The Return.
The Chronicles of Clark Middleton?
Yeah. He's Charlie in The Return.
Okay.
He is I forget his name. It starts with an E, but Elroy or something in Kill Bill.
Okay, yeah.
And then he is Painter in Snowpiercer.
Is that what he's credited as?
Yep.
Painter?
Painter, yeah.
Okay.
I think that's what they called him.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Anyway.
What'd you do this week, Nick?
Let's see. I got a tad farther in Sekiro, but really not at all. Because I beat that one boss, and then it turned out that there was a second boss fight. That if I fail that boss fight, I go back to the first boss fight.
What do you mean?
The fight on Ashina Castle.
Yeah.
I beat him.
Yep.
And then he took off his armor.
Yep.
And as soon as I lost that fight, I was like, I'm I'm done for a little bit.
Did he start throwing lightning at you?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, what's he doing?
Yeah.
What are his moves?
Once I found out I had to beat him twice in a row without dying, I was like, I'm gonna go out and do something else. So I've been starting to go as far as I can in every other direction.
Yeah.
And I found a ton of things to boost me up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I went as far as the monk area.
Yes.
I went as far as I possibly could, to the point where when I finally beat him in Ashina Castle, the only thing to do is beat the main boss there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you beat him on Ashina Castle?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
I know that would be the next step. Is that boss there in the monk area doesn't activate until you beat him at Ashina Castle.
Okay, yeah.
So I went that far, and there's nothing for me to do there.
Yeah, that's true.
Now I'm in the Sunken Valley.
Yeah, I think you get an item for beating him on the roof.
Oh, do you?
Probably.
No, it makes sense.
It's one of those games where you get quest items for beating certain people.
That makes sense.
Have you gone back to where you started?
Yes.
Have you talked to the man?
I believe so.
And gone in the dream?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think I've
You
gone.
should do that.
I've done. Well, I have done the part where I have to bring that bell and pray to it, and I go to the memory.
Oh yes, okay, that's what I mean.
Okay, yeah. That was good. That's fun. I'm on that last section where you fight that woman.
Lady Butterfly?
Yeah, I haven't been able to beat her.
No, she's really hard.
I have to really strategize and memorize. It takes me a long time to beat a boss.
It's a lot of when she's up in the air, use your shuriken.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
My buddy of mine who played through it, he's stuck at the same part I am.
Really?
But he beat her by just well-timing his axe.
Oh, I see.
He would just knock her down.
The axe is super powerful.
It's good.
Shuriken's really good too. And the the firecrackers are really good against beasts.
I haven't gotten the firecrackers yet.
Oh, okay.
I've gotten everything else.
You'll
I like
probably
the
get 'em
spear.
soon. The spear's cool.
Yeah, I like the spear a lot. I like how you can. It's a lot like God of War in the sense that you can. You can't do everything that the enemies can, but you can do a lot of similar things.
Yeah.
You get that lunge attack that they have with the spear and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. The only thing I don't like about the game is it punishes you for dying a lot. And and it's a hard game. I don't know. It feels
the
cruel.
Dark Souls formula.
True. Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm enjoying it. Now I'm far in the Sunken Valley.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah. And then I'll eventually go back and I guess try again. And honestly, if I don't get far at that point, I'm just going to be I'm done. I like it, but I'm really looking forward to Ghosts of Tsushima.
Yes.
That looks great.
That'll probably be more up your alley than what Sekiro is.
It's it literally is like the old movies.
Yeah.
You can be a traveling samurai and just travel on a horse until you find a town.
Yeah.
That's great.
The main part I'm interested in, I wasn't on the hype train immediately, but knowing it's by Sucker Punch, which are the guys who did Sly Cooper.
Okay,
which
cool.
is my favorite game from my childhood, just makes me want to play it.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. Other
Yeah.
than that, I'm kind of just like, it looks like a cool game.
I'm so in. I
Yeah.
can't wait. That's gonna be great. I've been playing a lot of Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, I have been playing a lot of Crash as well.
I've been trying to 100% the second one,
Okay.
and I've 100%ed all of them on like the PS1,
Mm-hmm.
like the old ones. And I guess I've just lost my touch because like I'm playing on the new ones, and like they're just some
Your
things.
reactions were better when you were young, Nick.
Yeah, I've reached. I'm past my prime.
Yeah, exactly.
With video games, unfortunate. No, I can't wait for Crash Bandicoot 4.
Yep.
That's gonna be great.
Yeah.
I don't. Is there an announcement date for that? Do we know?
I actually don't know. I actually haven't seen the trailer yet. I've only
Okay, I
heard
haven't watched it either.
tell of it.
Okay, I didn't
Yeah.
even know it was a trailer. I thought they just announced it.
I'm pretty sure there is a trailer out.
Oh, cool. We're
But the
watching
thing
that
is,
after this.
yeah, the thing is, it's like an Activision only thing. It's not a Naughty Dog thing.
Oh, interesting. That's
Yeah, it's an Activision game, not a Naughty Dog game, which is
weird. But Naughty
Yeah.
Dog has gone in a very different direction.
yes, that's very true.
So
They're
you know,
like cinematic now.
it's not like Rareware, where
Yeah,
they can
sure.
like. I mean, in order to make another Rareware game, they had to create an entirely new company. So,
Yeah.
and I love Ukulele.
Yeah.
The rap in the beginning is awful.
I tried to play ukulele a little bit, and I think it's just not for me.
No, did you? I mean, Sly Cooper, but like,
Yeah.
I was a platformer nut, and like I loved Donkey Kong 64.
Yep.
And that's why the rap song at the beginning of Ukulele is by the same guy.
Oh, really?
And he says that he would like take his name off of it if he could,
Really?
because they asked him to make it just like the original one, and he did not want to do that,
Ooh.
and it made it awful.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's sad, man.
yeah, it sucks. But I mean, I liked Ukulele a lot,
Uh-huh.
but there are some things that it's just like you could have fixed. Like it has normal platformer problems
Mhm.
that could be fixed like now because gaming is better than that. Like I don't know. It's holding on to too many things. It doesn't tell you enough at certain points,
Right.
but then it holds your hand too much.
Yeah, it seemed to really remind me of Banjo and Kazooie.
Yeah, that's
But,
what it was supposed to be.
I was never a Banjo and Kazooie kid.
Oh yeah.
I was a Sly Cooper, Jack and
Mhm.
Daxter kid.
I loved Donkey Kong 64 was like my favorite game
Mm-hmm.
when I was a little kid. So like seeing that I was like, "Oh, it's like that, but more levels." You know,
Yeah.
like just returning to that kind of form, and I loved it. And there's a new one coming out that is not at all. It's platformy, but it's completely different. And
A new ukulele?
yeah,
Okay.
and I'm not that interested
Yeah.
really, which is unfortunate. But I think they finally released there are tonics you can like put on yourself.
Okay.
Each one, like you either get an ability or an enhancement, but like you can only have one at a time. You 100% of the game, all you get is a pair of pants. That's
That's
the
it?
tonic, yeah. But there is one that I believe they finally released, and it's 64-bit. So you can play the entire game as if it and it looks like it was on the N64.
I love that.
That's
awesome.
great. It's so
Yeah.
cool. And there are special editions when they first got it. You had to pay like extra money, but you got the game, and it was basically a flash drive with the game on it, but it was shaped like an N64 cartridge.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, it's great.
And you just like stuck that in your console?
Yep.
Nice.
Pretty much.
Very cool.
Really cool stuff. But yeah, no, there was that. Oh, I finished watching the 177 East Rail trilogy with a
Okay.
couple friends. So Unbreakable, Split,
Oh, right.
and Glass. And God, do I wish I was filming my friend Jesse's reaction to Glass, because he was so excited because he loved Unbreakable and he loved Split. And then when it finally got to like when he realized where the movie was going, he was just like, "No!" But you know what? I'll tell. I like that movie.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I think it would be better. It would feel better if the first two I didn't consider great.
Yeah.
Like, I think both of those movies are great of their own accord, and then Glass is disappointing because it's just good.
Yeah, I mean, I was there for a little bit. I showed
Yeah.
up at the end of Split, and I left maybe just around when the second act of Glass started, right? You would say?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was actually liking it so far,
Yeah.
and I've heard that Glass is awful from like everyone, so.
It's not as bad. I went into it with a bad attitude
Yeah.
when I first saw it, and I felt bad because I was like, I would have liked that more if I had just sat down and been like, taken it as it was. And then I was able to do it. I've seen it 3 times now.
Yeah.
And like it's fine. I think when the third act starts, there's a solid 25 minutes that is some of the best stuff M. Night Shyamalan has ever done.
Nice.
Like there was a great confrontation between Glass and David Dunn.
Okay, yeah.
And it is amazing. Like so good. It just gets in its own way.
Yeah.
Is the problem.
I need to finish it.
Yeah, we'll watch it soon.
Yeah, definitely. I love when I was there. I loved booing M. Night anytime he was on screen. Just seeing him being like, "Boo!"
He was
He
good.
like says a pun, and I'm just like, boo!
He's the only character in all 3 movies besides David Dunn.
Good for him.
Yeah. I like that though. It's funny because you have no idea in Split that it's the same character from Unbreakable.
Yeah.
And then in the same scene, he mentions that he is both of those people in Glass. He's just like, oh, what's he say? He's just like, oh, a tenant in my building died recently. And then he turns and he's like, hey, you used to work at the stadium. I hate that shit.
I
thought that was fine. I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
Because then there's that great line when they keep arguing because he wants to go fight crime, and his son is like, "No, Dad, don't fight crime," and he's just like, "I'm going for a walk," and he's just like, "No, I don't think we should go for a walk." He's like, "I'm just gonna go for a walk," and finally M. Night is just like, "Just let your dad go for a walk." I love that. I thought that was great.
I will say his facial expression was really funny. He was like, "Jesus,
yeah.
fuck."
Why? Why are you doing this? And after that, he was just like, "We're closing." He's like, "All right."
Was M. Night? Did he make a cameo in The Visit?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I recently saw that too.
Okay, yeah.
And so many people said it was.
I don't really
awful.
like that movie.
A lot of people hate it, really hate it.
But I remember when it first
fine.
came out, everyone was like, "Oh, it's M. Night's comeback."
Really?
Yeah.
I heard the opposite of that.
No,
That's
I
really
heard,
interesting.
Yeah.
And then, I think Split was M. Night's comeback, and then he.
Yeah, I think everyone got rallied around Split.
Oh yeah, and then everyone was disappointed.
We could have a whole episode where we talk about Split. But that is not. I mean, not Split. Just M. Night movies in general.
M. Night, yeah. Then you'll have to watch Glass.
Yeah, I'll have to watch
point.
Glass. But that is not this episode.
No,
we'll get on our topic later.
No. And I saw that. I finished the Samurai trilogy, which was great. I made another the same 2 friends see the last 40 minutes of the second one.
Nice.
And it was amazing.
Were they into it?
One of them was.
I already know which one.
But it was neither of them I think minded it.
Sure.
But one of them was fairly into it. And both of them liked one part where he basically he keeps trying to duel this one guy over and over, and each time that guy wants to duel him, but all of his men are like no, and they keep ambushing the main character, and eventually they bring like 80 guys to this place to ambush him, and I believe it had just rained, and it's between like big mud patches where fields were, it's just in the off season kind of thing, so. He decides as he's being surrounded by them, he just backs up with his sword out and walks in between the mud patches so they can only fight him one-on-one.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're like, he has the high ground and they're really slow in the thick mud.
Oh,
and
that's awesome.
He just takes on almost all of them.
That's very cool.
It's a great...
Is it like a one-shot kind of thing, or is it like...
It does cut away, but a lot of it is just one slow shot to the right following him.
That's awesome.
It's really good stuff.
Oh, is it kind of like that scene from Old Boy? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Which... like the original Old Boy?
Yeah.
I never...
I assume they do it in the new one, but...
Oh, like that one shot of the hallway where he's...
exactly.
I've seen
shot.
that scene, but I haven't seen... I don't know if they do it in the... I've seen the remake. The remake is grotesque.
Yeah, I have no
interest.
No interest.
I didn't mind it, but like
I like
was
Josh Brolin. So
when I saw it when I was like 15.
It was Spike Lee, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was.
Whoa, it's such a weird I feel like that movie doesn't exist.
He might have needed money.
I guess so.
You know what I mean? Oh, maybe not. I mean, maybe it's the case of like he spends a lot of time making really thoughtful work. He wanted to make something fun.
Yeah,
you know what
like
I mean?
Fast food.
Yeah, maybe in some sense. Because I don't remember that being bad. When I was like 15 or so when I saw it, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Admittedly. So, I don't know. I don't know if I'd like it going back, but I want to see the original one.
Yeah.
But nah, that's pretty much what I did. What'd you do?
Nice. This week, let's see. Where did we leave off? Well, I have been watching. Well, I finished Watchmen. I finished the series Watchmen.
Okay. Oh, again.
Yeah.
Nice.
Very good. Such a good TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very compelling.
Yep. I love just the Watchmen universe. Very good. I've also been watching a lot of 90 Day Fiancé. Amazing show.
Is it?
Oh my god, I love it so much. Did you?
Is it? What is that? A reality TV show?
Yes, on DLC.
I.
Do you want me to explain to you what 90 Day Fiancé is about, Nick?
Absolutely. Go for
Okay,
it.
so it's Americans who find love online with people in other countries.
Okay.
And there's like 4 different 90 Day Fiancé shows. There's like the regular one, there's Happily Ever After, there's Before the 90 Days, and then there's like another one, I don't know that one. But I was watching Before the 90 Days, and it's basically like them.
Us 90 Dayers. We don't talk about that fourth one.
No. They go over to meet the person, maybe not for the first time or something like that. They might have met before, but they're going over there to hopefully propose, and then go back and get a fiancé visa, and then bring them over and marry them in the United States. And it's so batshit crazy, and there's so many characters. Like, people can't write this shit. There's so much funny bullshit in this show that it's amazing. It makes me want to like die. It's so funny.
That's great.
I
can't do reality TV.
Oh, I'm a sucker for reality
in any
TV.
sense, really. I just can't. I don't know what it is. I can't, because I know most of it's fake.
Yeah.
And
this stuff feels real.
Yeah, I like
it doesn't. There's definitely moments where like I know a producer came up to one of them and was like, "Hey, you should ask them this," or like went over to like some other people that weren't on the show and were like, "Hey, if we give you $50, can you like talk to this person real quick and ask them a question on camera?" It's funny.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I don't know. I probably won't give it a shot, but.
Oh, I'm not telling you to watch it.
I
would never recommend this show to anyone. But it's just good. It's such a good schlock.
Is it?
And what really, because there's like the memes going around of that one guy who's on it. I forget his name. But what I not first heard about it, but just like brought it back into my memory was a couple half in the bags ago,
okay.
Mike was talking about how he's like, "Oh yeah, I've been watching this show, but I don't want to mention it because last time I mentioned a show, you fuckers ruined it for me." And then on the next half of the bag, he's like, "Well, I finished my show. It was 90 Day Fiancé. Fuck you all." That's how I feel right now. It's amazing.
Good. I forgot about that.
Other than that, no, I've just been like, playing video games.
Nice.
What have I done? Yeah, just Crash. And also, I've been rewatching some episodes of Twin Peaks Season 2.
Oh, yeah. We'll get into that, I think.
Yeah, that's going to relate to our main topic. But I just want to give my thought. I'm about right before... Okay, so I'm at the part where Wyndham Earl is doing stupid disguises to like talk to Audrey
I love that.
and Donna. Yeah, no, it's so funny. Like when he's in the diner and he's like wearing the full biker costume and he's got like a giant beard and like a face tattoo.
Yeah,
and like he's talking to Shelley a little bit. Oh, it's so funny.
Yeah,
Annie Blackburn just showed up.
Did she?
That's about where I am. Yeah.
I don't know if I'll ever. I don't know. I loved Wyndham Earl as a villain.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that.
Fuck, what was I just gonna say? Well, basically, I don't know.
Annie showed up.
Annie showed up during the rewatch of Season 2. I just straight up skipped the James and Evelyn storyline because it doesn't fucking matter. It just doesn't matter. It pisses me off.
Oh god! And I think it was Diane Keaton.
Was that Diane Keaton?
No, she directed those episodes.
Oh, you're right. She did. Oh, my God.
She directed the worst episode of Twin Peaks.
And, like, even, like, trying to think about the storyline, it's like James fucks off from Twin Peaks, right?
Yeah.
And then he goes to a bar, and then, like, some rich lady is like, "Oh, you work on engines? Come to my house, and I'll pay you handsomely or something like
Yeah.
that, or tries to seduce him. And he like works there for a little bit, and then he lives there for a little bit, and he hears her like getting beat in the middle of the night or something like that.
Yeah.
And then her like brother shows up.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, does this happen all the time? And the brother's like, yes it does, or something like that. And then it shows them making out, but it's not her brother.
I don't
and
know,
then,
man.
No. And this is the best part. And then James fixes the car. Fixes the car, but apparently like the Evelyn like cuts the brakes. So when her husband drives away, he crashes, and then you hear police sirens like immediately. And James is like, "How could you do this to me?" And then like rides away and to never be seen again.
Yeah, well, he's seen again.
Well, in season 2, I mean.
Oh yeah, but that's the thing is that moment doesn't seem to have repercussions.
No.
Nobody ever talks about that again.
He goes he just goes to San Francisco and it's fine.
Yeah. He's okay.
Fuck it, let's get into our main topic.
Yep, Clark Middleton.
Clark Middleton, the hero of this universe.
But I'm so tired.
Nick, what does the name David Lynch mean to you?
Oh, it means a plate of black coffee.
And creamed corn?
And cream corn, yeah. It means the Formica table. And its color is green. It means so many bad and terrible nightmares.
Yes.
I have a love-hate relationship with David Lynch. I mean, he doesn't know that.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he does. We talk about him a lot. He might be one of our viewers.
Yes. Oh
One of our few listeners.
God. Could you imagine?
We have like 8 listeners. One of them is David Lynch. It's my new favorite.
I fucking love this shit.
Tidbit, listen.
Thank you for listening, Mr. Lynch.
Well, no, this will reach you one day.
Yeah.
No, I think more than I like his movies, I have more respect for him than I think enjoyment for his films. Some of them I think are incredible. But either way, he's still like opened a door for a ton of other filmmakers.
Yeah.
Like there's no Donnie Darko. I don't think that gets through the gate without like David Lynch
No.
kind of like type stuff.
And just speaking of, if David Lynch didn't do a thing, then some things wouldn't exist. I think if David Lynch didn't do Twin Peaks, a lot of the TV shows that we have today and we love would not exist at all.
Yeah. No, probably no X-Files.
Yeah.
Although maybe because Chris Carter like was trying to do that kind of thing anyway. But that still would have had a huge influence.
Yeah.
Plus, David Duchovny was on Twin Peaks.
Yep.
And he makes such a great cameo in the return.
I watched some of the episodes with him in it.
He's great.
And he's so good in it.
He's so good.
Denise is such a good character.
Yeah, there's a lot of layers to Denise.
Yeah.
Which I thought
it's
were
actually
very
pretty
interesting.
progressive for a
90s show.
For 90, 91 TV show.
And they make it even more so when when Denise shows up in the return.
Yes.
With a very good speech by David Lynch himself in that scene. What was it? I told them they could eat their hearts out or die. Or no, fix your heart or die. Yeah, I love that. Good for him.
Yeah.
He's always had like seemingly like a really good moral he puts in all of his movies.
Yeah.
Except for Dune.
Still haven't seen Dune.
No?
I haven't seen Dune, Straight Story, or Wild at Heart.
Ooh, I haven't seen Wild at Heart or Straight Story. Wild at Heart I heard was great.
Yeah,
like, fantastic.
I really want to see Wild at Heart. Nick Cage and Laura Dern together.
That sounds great.
That sounds awesome.
And I love the idea of Straight Story, so I can't wait to watch that. That I forget her name, but the wife of the main character is played by Carrie, the original Carrie from like
in
the
Straight
70s.
Story?
Yeah, in Straight Story.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, like going back to like Stephen King's Carrie.
Wow.
Yeah, which is nuts to me because like the only other thing I know that she's on is like Castle Rock. That show.
Oh, okay.
They bring a bunch of like old Stephen King movie actors into that, which is really cool. But no, I don't know.
Do you want to start at the beginning?
What, like Eraserhead?
Yeah. Well, first let me give my thoughts on David Lynch.
Okay. No.
I love him. He is a genius. He can do no wrong. I will watch.
That's not true.
I will watch anything that he makes. Even his little weather reports that he posts on YouTube, they're all funny and hilarious. And
They're fun. They're a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I showed you that one video yesterday. It was called 8 minutes of David Lynch being a total maniac.
Yeah, it's great.
And it was so funny just hearing him spout off bullshit.
I'm mad that it had a heart at the end and wasn't just 8 minutes of straight bullshit. I was upset by that.
It was uplifting.
Yeah, but a misleading title. Thumbs down for me.
But yeah, David Lynch, probably one of my favorite directors of all time. Top 10, probably.
Maybe. I'd see he's in my top 10. Absolutely. Yep. Maybe not my top 5, but I think he's one of definitely the most influential.
I think he really rides the line of top 5 for me.
Yeah. Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
I could see that. No, but Eraserhead is a movie that I took a long time to appreciate. I can't say I didn't like it the first time through, but I definitely didn't like it. I was kind of neutral on it.
Yeah.
But the more I watched it, I showed it to other people as it went. I'm like, look at this weird fucking movie. And after a while, the wheels started spinning in my head. I'm like, oh, I see what this movie is supposed to be, at least to me. And I start to understand what the narrative is of this story and what it's supposed to mean. Because really, it's not as nearly as complicated as I thought it was.
Yeah,
it's really simple.
It's pretty straightforward. It's a straight story.
It is a pretty straight story.
Yeah.
And it's got I forgot his name, but he played Pete in Twin Peaks.
Yeah, I forgot.
He's fantastic.
I was just telling someone about how that guy died.
Yeah. Oh, it's brutal.
A weird way.
David Lynch has worked with some people who end up in some bad situations.
Yeah.
Like the Robert Blake in Lost Highway.
Yeah.
He has some crazy shit. I think Eraserhead is a really great film. It's funny in weird parts.
It's hilarious.
Oh, I love when he gets to when the kid brings the severed head of the main character to the pencil factory.
Yeah.
That's great. And if you've never seen this movie, what a sentence.
Yes.
That I just said. The kid brings the severed head to the pencil factory.
And it's funny.
It is funny. The guy's just trying he sees the severed head.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, okay, I know what to do." So he just starts ringing the bell to get his boss out. And he rings it 12, 15 times. And finally the guy comes out and pushes him against the wall. He's like, "Okay, Paul." It's great. It's really funny but it's also part of an incredibly eerie scene.
Yeah.
It's great.
That movie's terrifying and hilarious all in one.
Yeah, oh, very much so.
But also beautiful at the same time.
I think the first time it's more scary.
Sure.
I think the humor doesn't come in until you rewatch it and realize part of it is pretty satirical.
Well, for me, I first saw it with you.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
And I was laughing my ass off for a lot of it.
That's okay. That's
I was
fair.
really that wasn't my first Lynch thing.
No.
I think Twin Peaks. I might have seen Mulholland Drive even before then.
No. Oh, wait. Before Eraserhead?
Before I watched Eraserhead.
Oh, yeah. I think you did.
Okay.
You watched half of it with me, and then you watched the rest of it.
Watched the rest of my own. So, I already knew Lynch's style, and I've seen, interviews with him. So I know he's he's got some humor. He's got a sense of humor.
Oh, he's very funny.
So, watching... I think if you watched Eraserhead without knowing who made it, or without... going in with that sense of humor, it is a very oppressive, not funny at all movie. But just knowing who the guy who made it, him just
I see what you're saying.
Being the severed head, that's hilarious.
I always go about something where if I watch one thing that I love by a person, I will then get everything that they have done.
Yeah.
So I watched Twin Peaks, which I got into, but I was kind of meh.
Yeah.
I like that first season, and then I think the second season, the first episodes 2 through 9, I loved. I watched that all in one day.
Yeah.
And then
second season,
right, yeah. And then it kind of dips down, and then it's got a great finale.
Yeah.
And then season 3 was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my favorite things of television.
Best television ever made.
Yeah, I love it. I like everybody else, I would have liked a tad more closure, but I like that ending.
I love the ending.
I mean, would you not welcome, like, because apparently there is something Twin Peaks in the works right now. Would you not want any, like, what if they gave you closure? Like, David Lynch gave you something.
Well, I think it might be a monkey paw situation.
Okay.
Where you wish for closure, and David Lynch's idea of closure will not be the closure
of course
that you
not.
have in your mind. And I kind of go into it in the sense of whatever he wants to give me, I'm happy to take.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like people who grew up watching Twin Peaks really felt differently
Fair enough.
about the return.
Yeah, I think people who watched just Twin Peaks would have been very disappointed. But, like, people who were David Lynch fans, I think probably love The Return.
Yeah.
I would imagine. I don't know.
Going back to Eraserhead, though.
Eraserhead?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I have a
I
lot
want
to
to get through all their movies
yeah.
before we talk about Twin Peaks, because we could talk about Twin Peaks forever.
I don't have a lot more. I like the story. Like,
Yeah.
it's very simple of just, he is clearly just in a situation he didn't expect. He got, like, a girl pregnant.
Yeah.
And he's stuck with a very deformed baby.
Which is made out of...
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Apparently, he says it's they found it.
He has like 4 or 5 different things that he says, and my favorite is that we found it somewhere close.
Yeah, like what the fuck, dude?
That's terrifying. Yeah. I like. It has my favorite shot of any of his movies is in that.
Yeah,
and that's like of the dinner scene. The father is smiling at the table, and his daughter is crying behind him.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I really love the dinner scene. It's so weird and surreal that all like the little chickens.
Yes.
I don't know. It's just so good. But next is Elephant Man. Did you see Elephant Man?
I have not. I know bits. I think it's John Hurt.
Yep.
And
it won an Oscar, I'm pretty
Mel
sure.
Brooks produced it.
It was
which is a strange combination of people.
It was nominated for 8 Oscars.
Did it win?
It looks like it didn't win any.
That sucks.
It was nominated for a lot of stuff, though. That's pretty cool. What about Dune? Dune's next.
I did not like Dune.
I have not seen Dune.
I do not appreciate Dune.
Are you excited for Aronofsky's Dune?
Yes, because he made 2049, correct?
Yeah, he made Blade Runner, yeah.
And he took... I don't like the first Blade Runner.
But
he took every concept of that and put it in the new one, and I love Blade Runner 2049. 2048, maybe?
2049.
Okay.
How good is Batista in
He's
that
great.
movie? He is so fucking good in that movie. It's ridiculous.
He's better if you watch the short films at the beginning.
Yes.
It gives it...
Which we did.
Yeah, we did, yeah. It gives you a little more context. Yeah, he's fantastic.
Yep.
And I don't like Dune, but this guy could easily do the same thing again, where he takes all the concepts from the thing I didn't like and makes a movie I like.
Seeing the costumes, I'm not a huge fan of the costumes.
It's gonna be CGI'd over.
You think so?
Absolutely.
They just look so plain and so like bland.
Have you seen the like Tom Holland Spider-Man costume while they're filming?
Yeah,
it's awful.
It's like a gray weird.
It's
suit
really
with
not
blocks on
good
it.
looking at all.
Well, it does seem to be like a real costume, though. I mean, I'm sure they're going to enhance it with CGI, but it's like not a thing with Tom Holland where it's like a whole different suit on it.
That's fair.
You know, but it's literally just photos that we are just getting, so it's like we can't have any judgment on it yet.
Could be anything.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm not really familiar with Dune. All I know it's about spice and space worms, and Sting is in it.
Oh yeah, Sting is in it,
Yeah.
and Kale MacLachlan.
Yep, that's their first collaboration, I'm pretty sure. And Big Ed is in that too.
Big Ed, yeah, that's funny. Well, he brings everybody into Twin Peaks, which I think is interesting. But no, I didn't like it. It had good special effects for when it came out. He refused to do Return of the Jedi to make this, which I think was a mistake.
Yeah.
I would have loved David Lynch's Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi would have been insane. I don't even know what it would be like.
I can't imagine.
Like, would there be Ewoks?
No.
You don't think so?
Oh, well, no, there would have been.
Yeah.
George Lucas would have made sure of it. That's why he couldn't do the movie. Like, that's the story anyway.
Right.
Like he saw a concept art for an Ewok, and he got a migraine.
David Lynch said
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, you can find the video.
Just looking at an Ewok, he's like, "Oh, my head,
Yeah,
my fucking head."
I mean, apparently it starts with like his agent told him like, "Hey, go to this meeting, talk to George Lucas about maybe making this." He's like, "I don't want to." He's like, "Just go to the meeting. The meeting is fine."
Yeah.
So he goes, and he gets into a car with George Lucas.
Yeah.
George Lucas is in a hot rod, and he's really like he's leaning back as far as possible, and they are just speeding down.
Yeah.
Like to
'Cause George Lucas loves cars.
He loves cars. Which it's ironic that he still drives recklessly, I guess. I mean, I don't know. But this was also that because he got in a horrible car accident.
Really?
Which is why he went from wanting to be a racer to films.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yep, that's why there's a car accident at the ending of American Graffiti.
I see.
Yeah.
And then everyone dies afterwards.
And there's a sequel with all those characters.
That doesn't make any sense.
No!
He doesn't make it, does he?
No, I don't
And
think
it's
so.
not all the same actors, I'm
I think
guessing?
it's some of the same actors.
Okay.
I think Dreyfuss may have been the only one who didn't return.
I see.
But I think a lot of them did.
Okay.
Yeah, most of those characters are based off of George Lucas, except for the Ron Howard one.
Right.
Yeah. But, I mean, who knows? Like how David Lynch was just like, "You're driving fast,"
Yeah.
kind of thing. And then they got there. He saw the Ewok. He got a headache, and he called his agent. He's like, I can't do this." And his agent was like, "You don't have to do this. It's okay."
Please don't make me do this. David, calm down. You don't have
No!
to do this.
Yeah.
Any more thoughts on Dune?
No, that's it.
Next is Blue Velvet.
I like Blue Velvet.
That's my least favorite David Lynch thing I've
Yeah,
seen.
but you like it, right? Like it's
No, yeah, I
yeah.
definitely like it. It's just, it's my least favorite.
Discussion for the future. We should sit down together and watch the Criterion Collection, where it's like
Blue
another
Velvet.
half an hour
Oh boy.
of like things that he wanted in the movie.
Okay.
So,
yeah,
you never know. I think that might be maybe that'll change your mind.
Yeah, maybe.
I like that movie.
Yeah, no, I really do like that movie. I like how it's a weird mystery, weird, gross sex stuff.
My favorite Dennis Hopper moment ever.
He's pretty good.
That gets me so much, man.
The only thing that like I think I don't really like about it is I feel like he never really learned a lesson. Like, don't fuck with things you shouldn't fuck with. Like,
I guess
that's pretty
fair.
obvious.
Well, but I think that because it starts off really surreal.
Yeah.
With the song and the regular like house, and then somebody has a heart attack or a stroke or whatever had killed him.
His father?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
And then I think the point that always felt like he was making fun of a lot of other movies in the sense that suddenly it's back to now that the problem is over, everything is back to surreal and grand.
Okay, yeah, I get where you're coming from.
You know, I don't know. Yeah, like I said, my favorite Dennis Hopper performance is in that movie. Just that Pabst Blue Ribbon moment is incredible. Oh my god. And Kyle MacLachlan and Laura Dern. I think that's the first time that they worked together.
It is, yes. That's when Laura always tells a story about how she was called in, I don't know if by David herself or by an agent or something, that David Lynch wants to meet with you at Big Boy's Diner.
Yeah.
And she wants to see if you have any chemistry with Kyle MacLachlan. And then she shows up, and it's David doodling on a napkin and Kyle drawing in ketchup with his knife on his plate.
Yeah.
And she's just like, I love both of these people. Which is it's so darling and so wholesome.
Yeah, it's a nice little origin.
Yeah.
Tidbit. Yeah. I don't have a lot to say about Blue Velvet. I like the changes of the music.
Yeah.
Like it's almost all just one song.
Yeah.
But like played in different styles throughout the movie. I like that quite a bit.
Did Angelo do that?
I have no idea.
Okay. Yeah, Isabella Rossellini, really good in it too.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Wasn't it not supposed to be her? It was supposed to be someone else.
I don't know. What I do know about that is like I think it wasn't Gene Shalit. It was another movie reviewer. It was a very famous one. Roger Ebert.
Yeah.
Had given David Lynch a lot of shit, saying that like putting her on screen like that is abuse and that things like that. And she's
fucking
like,
bullshit.
and she straight up was like, no,
Yeah.
I'm fine.
I
like,
consented to
exactly.
it, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, but she's good in it. Everybody's good in that movie. And the story's good. The mystery is strange. I love just the idea of a guy's walking and he finds an ear on the ground.
Yeah, that's weird.
And I believe he does go to the police.
He does.
Yeah, and they're
he
like...
goes immediately to the police.
Smart. But
and
the dumb move is they're like, hey, don't do anything. And he immediately is like, okay, I'll take over the case.
Exactly. Yeah, they're like, just stay home. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And then he's just like, oh, I should go out and look myself. Okay. And then he gets himself in a world of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That last scene where he sees all the victims in the room and you see the guy with the severed ear, that was great. I love that.
Definitely a good climax.
It's really intense when it finally gets there. A lot of great cameos. You've got Brad Dourif and the guy who plays Pete again.
Yeah.
In Dennis Hopper's gang, which is a lot of fun. So you have Chucky and Pete.
Yeah. Let's see what's next. I'm gonna save Twin Peaks for last.
Yeah, I figured.
So next would be, let's see, Wild at Heart. We haven't seen Wild at Heart, so we can't talk about that.
There's a lot to talk about.
Oh man, I want to see it so bad. Next would be Fire Walk with Me.
Oh, yeah. I love Fire Walk with Me.
I love this movie.
I think that's the David Lynch movie I'm most familiar with.
Yep.
I couldn't wait to finish the original series just so I could watch Fire Walk with Me.
Yeah.
That's what I really wanted to see, was like the lead up to that. And it's a very, very strange movie.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you because right now, the reason I'm watching season 2 again is because my girlfriend hasn't finished Twin Peaks at all. So when we finish it, I'm immediately going to be like, Fire Walk with me time.
And then the return.
Nice. Yeah, which I cannot wait.
Yeah, that's going to be great.
Yeah.
It's very narratively very weird.
Yeah.
Like we have a half an hour with a character we've never met, and then he just suddenly disappears.
Yeah.
And then we're onto a character we don't know that much about. Well, we do because of the show, but this is when we really get to know her.
Yeah, she was never shown. She was always talked about.
Yeah, she was shown, but in dreams.
Exactly.
And shit like that.
Not her real life.
Yeah. And so we get a good idea of that. And because of that, there are like light continuity errors, but they don't matter, especially with like the ideas of time travel and...
Yeah, weird lodge stuff.
Yeah.
So,
which was very interesting. That was almost... That's what gets me, is the ending is almost very satisfying.
Yeah.
I think for Fire Walk with Me, it's decent. Like her crying that like it's all over.
Yeah.
Finally, it's done. That's very interesting.
She's free.
She's done.
Kind of,
yeah,
in a way.
In a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got more horrific moments that are really funny.
Mm-hmm.
Like when she's driving with her dad, and
the road rage incident.
The road rage, and the dude in the van,
Gerard.
Mike, Gerard. Yeah. He drives around them. And then just starts screaming at them?
Yeah.
Do you remember what he says?
He's like, he's pointing at his ring finger.
Yeah.
And does he say, don't put on the ring?
No.
No, what does he say?
He stole the corn!
He stole the corn, okay.
It was canned!
Which is Garmin Bosia.
Yeah.
Pain and sorrow.
He's essentially saying he stole, like, somebody's soul.
Yeah.
In some sense. And
which I think he's saying it to Laura in the sense, like, he stole your dad's soul. Your dad is Bob.
Oh.
Which I think that's what he's trying to say.
I think he's definitely trying to warn her that it's Bob.
Yeah.
But I think when he's saying that, he means from the woman who was just killed by him. Like, he stole her...
Oh, Teresa Banks?
Yes.
Okay.
I think he stole her, like, essence and her, like, soul, basically.
And that's what's going to happen to you. If
exactly.
Yeah.
I think it was all a warning.
It's definitely a warning.
Yeah.
If anything.
And that's a horrific moment. And I guess he saves her because he gives her the ring to put on at the end.
Okay.
He tosses it in for her. And I guess that ends up saving Ronette Pulaski.
Yeah, but isn't there like weird stuff where they're like, don't put on the ring?
Only Cooper says that.
Cooper says that
in a dream where he's just like, don't take the ring, Laura. And I think because clearly he wouldn't have been there to do that.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't exist. But if anything, that was just lodge shit to warn her, because I think it's having the ring on when she died That made it so Bob couldn't possess her.
Yes.
But I also think that Cooper was like retroactively telling her that because if she wore it while she was being murdered, she would become part of the lodge.
Okay,
which
yeah.
she did.
She does, yes.
Yeah. And I think he was just trying to get rid of that because it doesn't seem like she's enjoying herself there.
Yeah, she's like trapped there. So like, is he saying don't put on the ring, get possessed by Bob, and then I'll save you?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so. Because Cooper is ever the optimist.
Yeah.
Like even if maybe the way things are
That's
going.
that's true because it is kind of a sense of sacrificing herself.
Yeah.
Whereas Cooper is just like, you don't have to do that. I'll try to save you.
I will do my best to fix this situation.
That makes
Which
sense.
he would have, I think.
Yeah. Fire Walk with Me is so sad, man.
It is. It's very upsetting.
One of the most like traumatizing and heartbreaking moments I've seen in a film is when Laura is lying on the lawn and she realizes that Leland is Bob.
Yeah.
And she starts like having a panic attack and like crying. Oh my god.
It's terrifying, yeah.
Yeah, that moment like really sticks with you. Bobby killed a guy.
Yeah. And no one ever talks
No
about
one ever
it
talks
again.
about it. He's a cop now. But Bobby killed a guy.
I wonder if he confessed.
It was self-defense.
It was self-defense.
Yeah.
I wonder if he ever like confessed that.
Yeah, maybe.
I bet he told Andy.
Yeah.
Andy didn't know what he was
Maybe he
talking
told
about.
Hawk.
I bet if he told anybody, it would have been Hawk or
Yeah.
his father.
Or his
But
father. Yeah.
wasn't in there in the police, but like if anything, yeah, his father. Because we don't know. His father doesn't die in the series. The actor just died in between, right?
Well, in return, he dies.
Yes, but maybe that's just because the actor died. Is what I'm saying. Like he doesn't. We don't see him die in the series.
So you're saying that the character's still alive?
No.
Okay.
That's not what I'm saying. Because I was just saying he could have told his dad at some point.
Okay.
Because
I see what you're saying.
yeah,
I see what you're
because
saying.
like
Okay.
he doesn't die in the series.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't know. That's Fire Walk with Me is. I think it's my top 2.
It's if I'm considering Twin Peaks a movie.
Yeah.
In my lexicon of Lynch stuff, it's my number 3.
Okay.
If it wasn't, it'd be number 2.
Number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. It's so good. But no, I don't think I have much more to say about it. Performance is good for the most part. I
Yep.
mean, real creepy imagery.
It's really cool to see all our favorite characters
And
doing
David Bowie.
doing their thing. Yeah, David Bowie. Who do you think that is there? What does he say? Is that what he says?
Yeah, who do you think that is there? And they're like, that's Agent Cooper.
Yeah.
You've been gone for 6 years.
Yeah. We're not going to talk about Judy.
Well, me and you are going to talk about Judy
We
a
are
lot
gonna talk
later.
about Judy. No, yeah. You know what Quentin Tarantino said about
Yes.
Fire Walk with Me, right?
Yep, I remember. It was basically like he was very distraught and felt that David Lynch had gone so far up his own ass
Yeah.
that he will
basically.
not watch another David Lynch
Which-
project.
Which is kind of bullshit because it was a Cannes premiere and Reservoir Dogs had just come out. Like, he didn't even make Pulp Fiction yet, and Tarantino already
Wow.
said that. And yeah, right? That's what I'm saying.
That's bold.
And I think that influenced people to not
Like it?
Fire Walk with Me.
Huh, maybe.
Because I'm pretty sure at Cannes it was very well received, while also not being well received. It was like a split.
There were rumors that people left.
Yeah.
But I don't think that was true.
Who
I
knows?
I like that movie. You know, it's good. Occasionally I'll put it on just to see if I can catch something I never noticed before. 'Cause that's my favorite thing about Twin Peaks is it's just
Yeah.
a big puzzle. That's
Yeah,
what I like about
exactly.
most of his movies.
Yeah. All right, moving on. The next movie would be Lost Highway.
Which I think is my favorite. I'm not
Yeah.
counting Twin Peaks: The Return as a movie.
Okay.
If I did, it would probably be number 1.
Yeah.
But no, I think Lost Highway is my favorite. I love fucky time travel,
Yeah.
and you could work it into Twin Peaks if you wanted to.
Sure,
with the weird shit going on in there, and it's very good. I love. 'Cause he loves to bring people in that from random shit. Henry Rollins is in there. He's a security guard.
Gary Busey.
Oh yeah, that's right. Gary Busey's in
For
there.
a little bit.
Yeah, not a lot, but it's great, and I love the twist, and it's got 2 incredibly great villainous performances.
Yeah.
One, the guy who's like the mafia kind of guy.
Yeah, what's his name? I forget.
Mr. Eddie.
Mr. Eddie. Right.
But he's also Dick Laurent.
Yes.
Which is never fully explained, but it's something you have to figure out on your own.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, you can get the idea by
Piece
the ending.
together,
Yeah. He actually, because he's got that great scene where he they chase, he's just driving, and somebody is right behind them who keeps honking the horn.
Yeah.
And he's just so close behind him, he finally lets him go by. And as soon as he lets him go by, he pulls out a gun.
Yeah.
And he just starts chasing him and just knocking into him until eventually he pulls off to the side. And he gets out and he tackles him to the ground, and he's just like, do you know how close you were behind me? If I had to stop, we would have gotten into an accident.
Yeah.
And he's just told him to get a driver's manual and fix his ways, and told him to get out of there, all with a gun pointed at his face.
Yeah.
And that guy does it so well. And the funny thing is, the reason why he ended up in that movie was he was going to audition for the Dennis Hopper role in Blue Velvet.
Oh, wow.
And by the time David Lynch finally left the room for him to be able to talk to him, Dennis Hopper had already gotten the role. And
feels bad.
So he went on a huge angry rant at David, and David's like, "I'll remember this."
He was probably smiling ear to ear
I
while
think
it was
he probably
happening.
was.
He was like, "I like this."
And that's how he ended up as Dick Laurent.
Yeah, it's great.
And it's fantastic.
So if you want to get a role in a Lynch movie, just yell at him a bunch.
You know what? It might work, but you'd have to be interesting.
Exactly.
You know?
You got to have some weird quirk to you.
Yeah, he loved it.
Yeah,
He
great.
fell in love with it. And I love that movie a lot. Bill Pullman is good.
Yeah.
He at some points I don't think maybe he didn't get the material. Sometimes he seems like a little like trying his best but not sure what's going on.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's the main character. I think it's is it Balzerian?
Balthazar Getty.
Balthazar, yes.
Yeah. Which
I think he is arguably the main character.
and I think they're the same person.
They are the same
Yeah.
person because Balthazar's character is a projection in his mind, right? That's what it is.
You think so?
I think that's what it is because it's him in jail, and I think to get through the trauma of what happened to him, he imagines himself as a different person.
Okay. That's a fair
And then him trying to save his wife who's a prostitute.
That's a completely fair, very grounded idea of that movie.
Yeah.
I think it's two dimensions splicing together.
See, I like that as well because I think either interpretation is right. I just think David's stories can all just be like, no, it's this thing and this thing.
Yeah.
Like very straightforward A to B, but he puts in so much shit that it's like
It could be a lot of
it could be
things.
so many different
Yeah.
things, which I really appreciate.
Yeah, and I that's another reason why I like those movies is like everybody will have a different interpretation.
Yeah.
Because our ideas of that movie are completely different.
Yeah.
And that's part of it, like just dimension crossing is why I think it's part of Twin Peaks.
Yep.
And I love that movie a lot. That last shot, when I finally understood, like I got my own idea. I was like, oh, that's what it is, at least to me. I was very excited. I was like, oh, that was great.
Yeah.
I had such a good time. Robert Blake also terrifying.
So creepy.
We
were talking about I forget how many podcasts ago, but I mentioned we were talking about The Lobster, and I was talking about how it's like third graders acting in a play.
Yeah.
And then we made the joke of Lost Highway
Yeah.
being done by third graders.
Yeah, oh my God. Watch that now and think about that.
Yeah, right.
That's awful. That would be such an awful thing. Imagine like a third grader just tackling a guy to the ground and telling him to like a full grown man to the ground and telling him to get his driver's manual and like get better at driving.
Yeah. You
awful.
could have caused an accident.
Oh no. I don't want this.
For me, Lost Highway is like a mid tier. It's probably smack dab in the middle, but that's out of like 8, so it's like 4 or 5. So it's pretty damn good.
Good stuff.
Really like that movie a lot. Yeah, not much to say more about that one. Do you have anything else?
No, it's probably my favorite of his projects, but yeah, I love it. I think it's a lot of fun. A lot of people do not share that idea.
Yeah.
But that's all David Lynch movies. No, I'm good.
Okay, so next one would be Straight Story, but unfortunately we haven't seen that.
We have not, no.
It's a Disney movie, which is so funny.
I know.
But then Mulholland Drive,
Yeah.
which would be my number 1.
Would be my number 3.
Nice.
Yeah. I love Mulholland Drive.
I love it so much.
That whose dream do you think it is?
I think it's Diane's.
Diane. Which one was Diane?
Is Naomi Watts.
Okay. That's pretty
But it's
fair.
her dream before she kills herself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fair. That's a complete, at some point in the middle of all that. I don't think it's any of the main characters.
Okay.
Because of just he does pull the idea that you see the people in your dreams are often people that you have just seen in the background.
Yeah, there's that theory that every face you see in a dream is a face you've seen before.
Yeah,
you cannot create a face in a dream.
Yeah, which I don't know enough about to say whether
there is some one weird dream theory that's a post that's have you seen this man? And it's a really weird looking guy.
Yeah.
And apparently many people have dreamed about this guy.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. Very David Lynch.
Yeah, it's Bob.
it's Bob. It probably is Bob, if we're being totally honest.
David Lynch is trying to warn us.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't think it's any of the nameable characters. I think it's just somebody in the background who may have been just an assistant on a movie set who happened to see the real thing going on, happened to be in all the right places at the right time.
Just like a boom guy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just a random nobody who happened to be in the right places at the right time. And it's just the beginning is just his like most of the movie until it kind of resets and shows you what probably actually happened. I think that that is just one random guy's dream.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if it's not, if you, which it probably is, but I also have that as part of the Twin Peaks averse as well, because Cheryl Lee and the woman who plays Ronette Pulaski are in it.
Right.
Yeah, in I forget what the blue something, that one place that they go, the weird.
You're talking about the theater, and then
the
watch
theater.
that woman sing,
and
they cry,
which
it, right?
I had always thought of as
you mean Cheryl Lee is in Laura, right?
Yeah,
I don't think that's Laura.
I'm not saying it is Laura, but
no, I'm saying I don't think it's the actress.
It is.
It is.
It is absolutely Cheryl Lee.
So I've seen discourse on log posting that's people saying it is or it isn't.
I'm 99% certain it is, and I'm pretty certain David Lynch has said she was on the set.
Okay,
but I could be wrong. But yeah, no, I'm pretty certain it is, and if it's not, it's two people who look just like Cheryl Lee.
It's supposed to invoke the image of Laura,
and
definitely.
Ronette Pulaski as well.
Yeah,
they look almost identical.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think you throw things out. I think there would be different lodges.
Yeah.
Maybe from different universes would be different connecting points.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the Lost Highway Hotel in Lost Highway is one of those connecting points. Yeah. Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
It's crazy shit.
Yeah, no, I think Mulholland Drive is a masterpiece.
Yeah, it's so good. Yeah.
I think David Lynch is just, I don't know, just the way his mind works to create something on screen. And I feel like he understands dreams so well and putting them on screen, because dreams are never weird, trippy stuff. It's always just out of place moments in life, I feel like.
Yeah, fair enough.
At least for what he's going for.
Mm-hmm.
One of the most frightening moments is when there's two guys in the diner, and the guy he leads him to the back, and the witch comes out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just no sound at all.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
Yeah, it's great. It's exactly what a dream would feel like.
And that guy who is terrified by that witch thing is why I think that theory. Because he is not having that conversation in that diner you see later. He's just standing in line.
Right.
He's not part of that at all. He's just somebody that person saw.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I always looked at that. That's how that kind of formed in my head. But anyway, that's all I have to say about.
Yeah, I don't really have much to say about Mulholland Drive either, which I think brings us to Inland Empire.
Which I will just do some of my thoughts on.
Well,
or do you want to skip it?
Let's skip it. Let's talk about Twin Peaks. And Twin Peaks: The Return, and then we'll go to Fistful.
Okay.
And finish off with Inland.
Sounds good.
Okay. So Twin Peaks, I first started watching this, I want to say 2014. It was on my radar where I got recommended to it by someone. And it's been on Netflix for a very long time, thankfully. And I started watching it, and I immediately fell in love with it.
Did you?
Yeah, 100%.
I did not.
Well, I started watching it, and it's just I think it's like perfectly weird and totally my type of show.
Yeah.
Where it is all about love, and it is all about like it's basically a sitcom. It's basically a soap opera. But it's a satirization of those things, and it's probably one of the most thoughtfully made, interesting, and terrifying TV shows ever put on air. On ABC, nonetheless.
Oh, like from the original series?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think some of it definitely. Like that one woman who becomes a doorknob, like a shelf knob.
I just watched that.
Yeah.
That literally just happened in the last episode I saw.
That is, I think, the most horrifying thing in that show. Just becoming this inanimate object.
Yeah.
I'm curious if it's still there. Because it was in the hotel, right?
Yeah, well, some people think in The Return, when it's that Ben Horn subplot with that woman, the weird ringing noises that they hear from the walls is Josie.
It could be.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Maybe she's becoming the hotel.
Probably.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's awful.
That's... Ooh.
But, yeah, finishing season 2, what an amazing final episode of television.
Oh, it's great. Yeah.
And then I come to find out that they're making season 3.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. So I was very much hyped for season 3.
Yeah.
What about you for the first 2 seasons?
First season, I watched the mystery. Kept me going. I didn't like the show that much, but I was.
I'm
curious.
pretty sure I showed you Twin Peaks.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it was your idea. You were like, you hammered it in. You were like, you should watch Twin Peaks. Every time I was like, what should I watch? You're like, Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
Just watch Twin Peaks.
Yes.
Nick watched Twin Peaks, and eventually I did. And like it took me a while. I eventually fell in love with the characters, but I wanted to know what happened to this person, and so I watched the first 8, and I was like, all right, I didn't get much out of that, but that last episode was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And then I watched a few more episodes, and like I've started to really like it. Like I said, like episode 2 of season 2 to 9, and then it takes a dramatic drop.
Oh yeah.
And
David leaves production.
Yeah,
to make Wild at Heart.
And I finally, like, when it gets good again in the final episode, I think. Some of the Windham Earle stuff is great, but then it gets great in that last episode. And, like, all the really dumb subplots are finished, like Nadine with super strength and things like that.
What's your favorite subplot?
Oh, God, none of them.
Really?
I don't like the Civil War subplot.
I love Civil War, Ben.
I don't... It's an interesting idea, but
it's stupid. It's funny.
I can't do more than one episode.
Wow. I mean, it only lasts like 2 episodes, basically. 2 or 3
that's
episodes.
Too much. Yeah, 2 or 3 or 4 episodes. It only lasts 5 episodes.
Yeah.
It's I hate them. I don't because there are no real subplots in The Return. They all connect.
Well, do they?
They're all connected. Some of them don't end up reaching the ending. Like the Tim Roth character, because they die before they can do what they're supposed to. But that's still connected, and they're trying to kill Cooper.
Yeah. I'm trying to rack my brain. It's been a while. There's also that drug couple that's in the woods. I don't know what that has to do with the ending of it.
Oh, no, that's fair. That's almost a callback to the original Twin Peaks of just like drama.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
I don't. Yeah, that's
drama for
that
the
might
sake
be
of it.
the only list. Like,
I mean,
there's
there's probably more. There's that stuff with like Mike at the insurance agency,
and I think that Frost. What's his
Mark?
full name? Mark Frost. He disagrees with me because in the book it completely contradicts it. But the guy, the subplot, the druggies in the woods, the couple in the woods. It's implied that he just killed his girlfriend,
Amanda Seyfried's character.
Yeah,
which would be Shelley's.
Shelley's daughter. Yeah.
Oh, also, I wanted to correct myself on something I said last podcast.
Okay.
When we were talking about Watchmen, the movie, I was talking about Silk Spectre, and I was racked my brain talking about the actress, and I said Machen Amick,
Yeah.
which is Shelley.
And I see.
And the actress's name is actually Malin Ackerman.
Machen
Amick, Malin Ackerman.
I see. What
Very
you're saying.
similar names.
Fair enough.
I just wanted to correct myself on that.
But yeah, so yeah,
She's murdered.
it's implied so.
Wow.
Like he's like, I can't believe what I've just done.
Do you have the books?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, but it is in the most recent one, like the Case Closed or whatever it's called. That is not the case.
I might buy them, honestly.
A lot of people like them.
Just because I was listening to the audiobook of The Secret something of Twin Peaks. What's it called?
I don't know. There's like $4 or $5 now.
The green one. And you get a lot of backstory on like Donna and Audrey and stuff like that. So it's really cool. But yeah, no. Let's talk The Return.
Okay. Yeah, I love The Return. The Return's phenomenal.
Did you watch it all at once? Like, did you wait till it was out on DVD and buy it?
Yeah, because it was already well out when you told me to watch it.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah, it was like 2018. Like, it was already on Blu-ray.
Yep.
And I bought that big collection.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah.
Lots of cool special features on that. And just a really good, long season of television.
Yeah.
And it's very... There's so many things in the very first couple episodes that come back later on, and just well planted. And I love Evil Coop.
Yes.
He's great. He's fantastic.
Danzig Coop.
Bob Coop Booper.
Booper, yeah, Booper.
Booper. There's a few Coopers. There's Cooper, there's Booper.
Dougie.
Duper. And Rooper. Richard.
Ah, Richard,
Yeah.
yes. Rooper, Duper, Booper, and Cooper.
Yep. the Four Oopers. That's their band.
The Four Oopers. David and the Four Oopers.
David Lynch and the Four Oopers. That sounds like it could be something.
Yes.
That does sound like a name he would take up.
That sounds like a ska band from the 90s.
Come on, Oopers. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Pick it up. For me, I watched The Return because I was already hyped on it. I bought a Showtime subscription just for The Return.
Nice.
And I would watch it as it came out. Weekly. So, like, I would watch an episode and I have to wait a week to watch the next one. And it was so much fun, but, like, frustrating at the same time.
Of course, yeah.
Because we live in a day that, I don't know about you, but I don't really watch any television that's airs now.
No, there's few. The Harley Quinn show, that just finished up.
Yeah. Watchmen,
yeah, that I did as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, not a lot.
Yeah, everything else is like just like a whole season just thrown out into the ether. Whereas it was a lot of fun to just watch a TV show weekly by week.
Yeah.
You know? It was a lot of fun.
I didn't like I thought The Mandalorian should have been all one thing. I didn't like the week to week.
I could agree with that.
It is what it is.
Yeah. But yeah, The Return, probably the best television ever made.
It's great. Seeing a lot of people come back is great.
Yes.
I forget it. Ben Horn's brother.
Yep, Jerry. He has his own adventure in the woods.
Yep, and that's an actor I love because he's Luther in The Warriors, and
yes,
he's great. He's fantastic.
I love his behind the scene of him playing a mandolin and singing an old Irish folk song. And David's like, "Come on, do it." And he's like, "All right, David, for you, I will." And then he like sings it. And it's so sweet and subtle.
It's a great moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good. And the ending of The Return left a lot of people very upset.
I love it.
I love it too. It's horrifying.
Yeah. The implications of what just happened.
What year is this?
Yep.
The scream, the famous scream.
Yeah.
It's very, very terrifying. Because I don't even care if I get closure. I just want to see what the next moment is.
Well, it's all the lights go out.
Yeah.
And the scream happens, all the lights go out. I wonder, what happens? Is Coop back in the Black Lodge?
I don't know. Like we have no indication. It closes right then. So maybe he could be back in the maybe it all restarts.
Yeah, I think it could be a restart situation. What if it's just The Return all over again?
That's the next one.
And yeah,
I would be
okay. He does
okay.
like the whole Dougie thing again.
I would not like that.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. He stayed Dougie just long enough.
Yeah. I really liked how it pissed off so many people.
Yeah, because they don't get Cooper until like the last episode.
You don't get Cooper until like 2 episodes.
Yeah.
And then away, and then it just ends.
But he does some of the most Cooper-like things ever.
I am the FBI.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as he comes back, it is a lot of Cooper all at once, and him going back in time to try to save Laura.
Yeah.
And succeeding, because technically he does succeed.
Technically, yes.
That is one thing in the books that comes across.
I loved the reusage of Fire Walk With Me material.
Yeah, that was great.
That was so smart.
It was very good.
And also...
And then it's Shirley in a horrible wig.
Yeah, it's fair enough. But also it provides context as to what Laura sees on the bike with James that makes her scream.
Yeah.
And it's Cooper.
Which definitely not definitely, but that adds to the idea that this has happened before.
Yes.
Because it doesn't quite happen this time. Because after this, in the books, it states that Laura Palmer didn't die.
Ooh.
She went missing.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So that kind of changes things. Like, he did change history.
Yeah.
We just don't know. And anytime somebody brings up the murder, people just don't know what they're talking about.
Right.
It's really interesting.
I love the in the book also is all the stuff about Annie.
Oh, okay.
And
yeah, that's
are you
true.
familiar with that? Where it's
some
like,
of it, yeah.
It's like she was planted there as Norma's daughter by like whatever lodge entity did it.
Oh.
And the reason why she comes in from the Covenant is because she's then thrown out into the universe, and everyone is like implanted with memories, being like, "Yes, this is my sister."
Wow.
When really she was just an entity that was just put out there.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's fucking weird, man.
That's crazy. There's a lot of just really like. It's I don't know, because both the lodges are kind of playing this sick game.
Yeah, of chess.
Yeah, and neither of them. I guess the White Lodge is more benevolent, but they don't necessarily seem it.
Sure.
They seem more like we're trying to keep balance here.
Yeah, because they only make Laura after Jowday is released, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's when when Jowdy finds their way into another timeline. That's how I always looked at it.
Yeah.
Because whenever time travel happens, it turns to black and white. And all of the episode 8 stuff involving that bug thing going into Sarah Palmer is in black and white.
Okay.
So I looked at that as like one of the woodsmen goes back in time to try to plant the right scenario for this timeline to go about its course that it needs to go about.
Right, yeah.
And I always thought that maybe Judy is infecting timelines.
Sure.
And trying to just cover everything in chaos.
Well, Judy comes to fruition after the atomic bomb, right?
I think what my interpretation was always Judy existed.
Yes.
But that was the doorway in.
For her to come into that universe and then infect it, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
That's how I
agree with you.
Yeah. And that, all the time travel shit like that happens. And I'd like to think deep down that ending might be a happy ending somehow, but it doesn't seem like it would be.
No, I don't think it's a quote unquote bad ending. Like,
no.
I don't think Coop got the bad ending. I think he got an ending.
Yeah.
He didn't get the good ending. He didn't get the bad ending.
He got the neutral ending.
He got the neutral ending, and that's not what you want.
No.
He needs to go back and do it all over again to try to get the good ending, which who knows if there even is a good ending in this situation. The good ending might just be Laura dying and then her soul not being put in the lodge.
Cooper might be stuck in an eternal loop.
Exactly, yeah, which Looper.
Yeah.
Looper, Booper, Duper, Rooper, and Cooper.
The oops.
But yeah, I don't know. Episode 8 is insane.
Very strange.
They should have gotten all the awards for the return.
They got some.
Did they?
They were definitely nominated.
Kyle MacLachlan should have won. I think Ewan McGregor beat him.
David Lynch
for Fargo.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. David.
People were like, "Yeah, Ewan played 2 characters." And people were like, "Cooper played like 5."
That's funny. Well, I do like David Lynch had said, like, in the Twin Peaks universe, Kyle MacLachlan won. He literally said that.
David could just say anything and people would be like, yeah. In the Twin Peaks universe, Kyle goes back in time and kills Hitler.
I'm president. But yeah, no, I love The Return. I think that's all I got. The Audrey subplot is strange.
Yes.
Back to Clark Middleton,
I
a real
really
topic.
like it. Because was she the one? Yes, she was impregnated by Booper when she was.
Yes.
Well,
when she was in a coma.
Raped, really, by Booper.
Yeah, when she was in a coma, yeah.
And that ruined... I believe in the book she tries to have a normal life and like open a shop and do normal stuff, but it's just like everything gets to her and she basically just becomes institutionalized.
Richard was a little shit, I'm
exactly,
sure.
yeah. Richard was just like basically what's that movie about the boy being the devil? The Omen? Is that what it is?
Yeah, The Omen.
It's basically that
It's all for you, Damien. Pretty much.
Man, Harry Dean Stanton as well. So many people
that's true.
in The Return who either died before making it or made it and then died right after.
Yeah,
really,
that's true.
So sad.
Very soon after, like Log Lady.
Yeah. Mark Frost's father, who plays Donna's father.
Yeah, he had a small part.
Donna's father.
Yeah.
Which I'm just getting to that in season 2.
Yeah, I forgot. I always forget about that.
Where Ben shows up and Donna's mom is just like, you can't be here. She can't know. And I'm just like, oh my God, I forgot about this.
I hate a lot of that melodrama.
I love that.
I don't mind that twist. I think it's because like I don't care that much about the original series like you do.
Yeah.
And so because the Donna character isn't a thing at all in The Return, sometimes I forget she exists.
Well, Donna and James are easily the worst characters.
James is great in The Return.
Yes, but in the original series.
True.
I think it comes down to me just being a huge original series guy and you just not being that fond of it.
Yeah, I didn't like it that much. There are some really great moments, and I love the characters within it, but there are a lot of things in it that I don't like. And Donna is fine, but she causes a lot of problems for a lot of people.
Yeah.
By being very indecisive and angry about very little.
Yeah.
Like Harold was an innocent party.
Yeah. and she involved him.
Yeah, and like that's awful. Like and so when she wasn't in The Return, I just ceased to care. I care more about James than I do about her.
Yeah, James is always cool.
No, God. No, and
what do you think about Freddy?
I love Freddy.
And he just punches fucking
I
Bob.
love that. Initially, David Lynch had always talked about the person.
Oh, that's the glove Chuckaroo is going to get.
Yes.
The green glove.
David Lynch has talked about how initially his idea was if anybody was going to kill Bob, it was going to be Pete.
Nice.
Yeah, it would have been
but
awesome.
He can't. So.
No, of course.
Yeah.
That would have been fair. I would have loved that because I imagine...
He just fishes him to death.
No, I bet he would have gotten the green glove.
Probably.
And I like the idea that he would have used it for such, like, trivial tasks.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, look how far I could throw the lure.
Yeah, or like I can open a can of tuna
exactly.
so easily.
Exactly. I just knock 3 times on the side and open. Like, yeah, I'd love that. Bowling.
Yeah. Bowling, yeah. He would do...
He would just do a bunch of golf. He would just use it for like small trivial tasks.
Yeah, exactly.
And I love that. That would have been great. And like the second that happened, he would have been like, "It's my moment."
Yeah.
Like, and just beat
I know
up
what
a
I
ball.
have to do. Yeah.
That would have been an interesting moment. But I like Freddy a lot. He's a good character. But I think that's it for me for The Return.
I'm trying to think of other side characters who weren't in the original series that are now in The Return who we could talk about.
Charlie,
the
Clark Middleton character. Back to the real topic.
That poor man.
Yeah, he just wanted to sleep.
Yeah.
What
about Richard?
Tired. I like Richard as a character, not as a person. He's a horrendous human being.
Oh my God.
But I like the idea that he's probably not completely human.
Yeah, no, he definitely isn't.
Yeah, and that's really strange, and probably it shows to why he's such a fucking horrendous human being.
Exactly, yeah.
There are a lot others.
There's Ike the Spike. There's
Ike the
all
Spike is in one
everything
episode.
in Las
2
Vegas
episodes.
is new stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's
The
true.
brothers, I really
The
like
brothers
the
are
brothers.
great.
Yeah.
They're fantastic. One of them has a dream that he'll show up with cherry pie.
And he like opens it and he makes that face and he's like, oh.
It's so good, yeah. And they just decide to make their lives much better.
Yeah.
Naomi Watts is great in it.
Naomi Watts is so good in it.
And there is another Dougie. So we could see more Dougie in the next thing.
Yeah, he creates another Dougie, right?
Yeah, that was Cooper wanted that for them, which was
Yeah.
adorable.
Yeah.
And when he gets there, the only thing he says is home.
Home. There is it Harry S. Truman? Who?
Yes.
That's the character's name.
Yep.
Okay. 'Cause
Yeah,
there's Harry Truman, then Harry S. Truman is his
Yeah,
cousin or
Dale
whatever.
Cooper, Dale Bartholomew Cooper, D.B. Cooper.
Oh,
And they're both named after people in history.
right.
Harry S.
okay.
Truman and D.B. Cooper.
Nice.
Which is interesting. It's
that is
strange.
interesting. But yeah, no, I really liked the new sheriff,
Yes, his brother.
his brother. Yeah.
Yeah.
He died recently.
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
That was sad.
Unfortunately. He was really good in the return as well.
He was in Mulholland Drive as well.
He was.
He was just in one scene.
Right.
And it leads you to believe that he's going to be investigating, but then we
Oh,
never
really?
see him again.
Is
yeah.
he a cop in that?
Yeah.
Okay. I
And
see.
we just never see him again.
Okay.
More dream stuff.
More dream stuff. Yeah, no, I think that's about it from me for the return. I'd love it to pieces. Like, I think it's the best piece of media I might have ever seen.
Nice. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
I think I agree with you there. It's some of the greatest stuff I've ever seen. It's very funny.
Yeah.
It's very horrific.
Yeah, it's like literally all the adjectives at once.
Everything. David
Everything.
Lynch has given us everything.
He's a genius. Any more you want to say about David before we move on?
David himself.
Sure.
I give I'd give him an 8 out of 10.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, he's as a director I'd give him an 8 out of 10. As a person he's a 10.
Yes.
He's a 10 out of 10.
Easily a 10 out of 10 person. For me, probably a 9.5
For a director, yeah.
for director. Maybe a 10 out of 10 for director.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. David, thank you for listening.
Yeah.
Especially for David.
We're glad. I'm so happy that you've decided that this is your favorite podcast.
Yeah. Just tweet us out once in a while. That'd be really nice if you
Just let
could.
us yeah, please. Thank you, David.
Moving on to our favorite segment, Fistful of Dollars.
And you
Thoughts, I mean.
Yeah, fistful of dollars. Fistful of thoughts. You should start to
Okay.
finish off our David Lynch.
To cap our David Lynch talk, I watched his last feature film he's ever made, if you don't count The Return as a feature film. Inland Empire, which is what you recommended for me.
Yes, because I thought you'd
Which
like.
you love.
It is my least favorite David Lynch anything. It's too much.
Yep.
It's 3 hours of too much.
Yeah.
And that being said, I like the first hour and a half. I think it's solid, and then it takes a turn. Then it does get more interesting, but then it's so muddled in its own point that I don't like it. But I knew you would like it more than me.
Yeah. So I think it's a excellent movie. I completely understand people who don't like it.
Yeah.
Because
It's easy not.
I was
to like.
talking to someone and I was just like, yeah, no, it was such a good movie, and they were like, so like, what'd you think? And I was just like, it was great, but I would never recommend it to anyone.
That's how I feel. And that's how I feel about Eraserhead. Actually,
Oh no, I feel like I could recommend Eraserhead.
I
to people.
feel like I need to.
The thing is, Eraserhead's like an hour 30, right? It's a
that's-
tight movie.
It's easier, yeah.
Yeah,
to
whereas
watch.
Inland Empire is like 3 hours of. It's not a slog, but it's like
Some of it's a slog.
sure, it's like walking uphill in like the snow and mud.
That's a slog.
I guess.
That's what I would write. I would definitely call that a slog.
All right. Sometimes there's like moments where it plateaus.
I wouldn't call walking up a hill in mud and snow a smooth ride.
It
Like,
could be if you got snow boots on.
nah.
Moving on.
No, I'm sticking with this. No, I don't hate it, but I hate it because I hate that it's my least favorite.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there was something there that I could have liked more if it was just shorter, maybe
Sure.
2 hours. But like, I will watch it again one day, but that may be a long day from now.
Yeah.
I watched it at like 3 a.m. when
Yeah,
I
you
first
made
saw
a
it.
mistake when you did that.
No, I don't think so. I think that made the first hour and a half really engaging.
But you watched it all at that time?
Yeah.
So 3 a.m., you went to bed at 6 a.m.?
No, I woke up at like 2 a.m.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I had gotten a decent amount of sleep. I was awake.
I thought you meant like you stayed up.
No. I woke up very early and I just watched it. And like for a while I was like, this is fucking nuts.
Yeah.
And I was really enjoying myself. But yeah, it's just too much. It's an hour and a half of great and then an hour and a half of not nearly as great for me.
I think another thing that really hinders it is that it's not nice to look at. It's not a pleasant looking movie at all.
And that was, he did that on purpose.
Yes.
And fair enough for artistic like,
integrity or whatever.
But yeah, or whatever. Like that was unnecessary. That's fine, I get it, but it was like, because Mulholland Drive looks similar to that.
Yeah.
But it's much shorter.
Yeah.
And it's just 3 hours of hurting my eyes.
Well, Mulholland Drive is pretty.
Parts of it, but like when she first gets to Hollywood, it's got the sheen over it.
Yeah, but it's like she looks nice, whereas
I see what you're saying.
In Inland Empire, it's literally like 3 inches away from people's face, and they look like confused all the time.
Yeah, and the actress who plays Sarah Palmer, she's in there.
Brutal fucking murder.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
She's good.
Yeah.
I think that was Judy.
You think so?
I think it could be, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well,
all in all, it's a film within a film within a film.
Yes.
It's the abused girl that we see crying in the beginning, watching Inland Empire, and then Inland Empire has On High and Blue Tomorrow inside of it.
Oh, yeah.
So Nikki doesn't exist, and Sue doesn't exist.
Oh, like the Laura Dern?
Yes.
Yeah.
Laura Dern's character doesn't exist, and I think that's why in the end when she comes to see that girl and they kiss, and she disappears, that's basically her... Basically, I think what it is, my interpretation is that woman is an abused prostitute, probably, and she feels like she can't go back to her normal life because she's stuck in this world. But watching Inland Empire, she then realizes that if that character can do it, then I can do it too, and is then set free to return to her life. It's actually an extremely happy ending.
Okay.
At least in my interpretation.
And yeah, fair enough. That's fair. I just... no. Just so...
Do you have an interpretation?
No, I don't, because it got so muddled to me. I will rewatch it. You know what? Probably sooner than I think. I mean, that'll be your recommendation for me at the end. Rewatch Inland Empire. And like maybe get a better idea, but I remember getting so just lost. Not lost. Like I was able to keep like some idea of a narrative, but I was just like I don't know what a lot of this is supposed to get to. It was like with most of his movies, I'm able to make it my own interpretation fairly easily by the end. But that one, I couldn't.
Yeah.
And maybe that's me. Maybe I just didn't get it. In which case, I will like give it another shot eventually. But no.
Yeah. So Inland Empire. For me, it's definitely not my favorite Lynch movie. Nowhere near it.
No.
I like Lost Highway better.
Okay.
So it's like number 3 to the end on my list.
Okay.
But I think I really enjoy how awful it is to look at.
I hate that.
I really, like I said in a previous podcast, I love things that people don't like.
Yeah, I know.
It makes me like them more. So yeah, and I think it was really beautiful. I thought the ending of Nikki. Well, see, it's weird because I loved that moment when she's dying on the side of Hollywood Boulevard or whatever.
Yeah.
And then she dies, and then it pulls back, and it's like just on the set.
Yeah.
Because it's all a mind fuck, and everything that we see is just in On High and Blue Tomorrow.
Yes.
Basically, everything we see Nikki/Sue go through is On High and Blue Tomorrow. She's just lost in it.
Yeah.
And I love that the husband in the movie is also the husband for Nikki as well.
Yeah.
And then there's the man in the green coat, which is also Nikki, which is also Nikki's husband, which we only see him once, and it's when Nikki is on the set after walking in on them, and she sees them looking, and then Jeremy Irons has that moment like, "Who's here?"
Yeah.
And she runs away, and then she turns around, and then Billy starts running after her, or Devin.
Yeah.
See,
Yep.
see, that's the thing about this is like everyone has two names, and then she sees the man with the green coat looking at her and Billy, and she's like, "Billy, Billy," and I think it's played by her husband, and I think it's supposed to symbolize how she feels trapped by the men in her life, or the male, like energy, I guess you could say.
Okay.
I don't know. It's a crazy fucking movie.
Yeah, it's nuts. I would still recommend it because somebody might like it.
Yeah.
You know.
I think it's 4 stars out of 5 is what I gave it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's basically my thoughts on that one.
There you go.
Yep.
Okay. So back to me.
Yeah, what did I give you? I forget.
Snowpiercer.
Ah, that's right.
Yeah. Another Clark Middleton movie.
Yes. Yes.
The man. Yeah, that'll be our next main topic. Just all about him. Just him.
All
his
3
career.
of the
All
things
3.
he's been in.
He's been in a ton of things.
I bet he has.
But
yeah.
like those are the 3 that we know.
Yep.
So we're just gonna skip all the rest. He plays a good character in that though. He plays painter.
Yep.
Just who literally just paints. Or
Yeah.
does he draw? Because it looks like he draws.
It looks like he draws with charcoal.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. I loved it. I think it's my favorite dystopian future movie.
Nice.
Really good twists. I think after this, Bong Joon-ho has become one of those directors I'll go see anything he makes.
Yeah.
You know, in theaters. I love it. I loved it to death. I really loved the Chris Evans character was great.
Yep.
Ed Harris at the very end was also fantastic. I loved how Die Hard the Tilda Swinton character was.
Yep.
I love, well, in both directions. She just wanted to live.
Yeah.
I love that. And then the one decision that happened that I didn't expect was him just straight up shooting her.
Yes. And I believe in the movie they go by he, him pronouns.
Oh, they do. That's a good point. My bad.
And no. That's fine because originally it was supposed to be John C. Reilly
Really?
as that character. Yes.
That would have been really good.
But then I guess for some reason he couldn't make it. So Bong Joon-ho had Tilda Swinton, and he just like kept everything the same in the script.
It's the same thing with another character later.
Really?
It's Claude is the blonde person at the end with the gun who leads Chris Evans in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's her name's Claude.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's interesting. That's a weird theme to like have in a 2013
Yeah, I don't know.
movie about dystopian future.
I don't think he's making a statement at all.
No, it's just a coincidence.
Yeah, it's just a coincidence.
I think that's interesting though. I didn't notice that about the Tilda Swinton character. That's
Yeah.
crazy. No, her performance is
Yep.
phenomenal in that movie. Really, she made me laugh a lot.
Mhm.
A weird quirk. She has a fake tooth, like one of her canines.
Yeah.
But it's dentures.
Right.
So she had like one of her dentures replaced with a gold tooth. It was strange. Well, what a weird specific detail for a character.
Yeah, I think that's just Bong's thing, just to have
weird quirks.
very weird quirks for characters.
And then there's the one guy who could break into all the vaults, who is in all of his movies.
Who's in everything he makes.
Yeah, which he's great. He's
That's
great
his
in
guy.
everything.
There's Spud.
Spud, yes. He
Which is horrific what happens to him.
He's great, and I love it when he kind of gets the upper hand later. I love the torch scene.
Yeah.
When they had like we need fire and the
Yeah.
kid, and that was such a great moment.
Isn't
like
it?
him
It's
running
so
and
good.
handing it to Ewan Bremer, and he
And
runs
then
with
handing
it,
yeah.
handing it to the fucking dude
Yeah.
who just knew martial arts.
Yep.
Somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know how he trained
don't
for
know.
that, but
Who
it was
knows?
great.
How does anyone live? Yeah,
don't know.
exactly.
The twist was fantastic.
Yep, this happens all the time.
I think the twist about the cannibalism was better than the twist of like I set this up. I like that twist, but the fact that like that's why this character is so I'm not a hero kind of
Sure,
thing.
yeah.
Because it's like throughout that movie, I'm like, you clearly are.
You're the goodest guy.
Yeah, you're clearly a hero. You're clearly a leader. And at the ending, like when it all crashes, I really expected him to get up. I was pretty shocked that he died.
Yeah.
And I was just like, no, they took Curtis Snowpiercer. He's dead. So Snowpiercer, was that the name of the train?
That's the name of the ship.
Okay.
Train, yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yep. This was a French graphic novel.
Was it?
Yes,
okay.
it was.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
Yep.
It's really good. Technically, that's almost World War III.
There's apparently a series happening.
Yes, I've heard
series,
about that, yeah.
But I haven't heard anything about it.
I'm pretty sure it's happening now.
It is.
Yeah. That I think that technically qualifies as World War III because those are all the people on the planet.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know, and like...
Actually, I think there's more trains.
Do you think so?
I think there is.
I thought that like all of humanity was pretty much shoved here.
I think they think that's all of humanity.
Oh, you think like maybe it's open to other things?
Yeah.
You want to know? I guess this is a joke, but this is pretty likely.
Uh-huh.
Like almost my headcanon is that polar bear eats them.
Yes, a lot of people think
because that polar bear is probably hungry, and polar bears are notoriously really mean.
A lot of people. Well, it's either like you see the ending and it's like, oh, there's life.
Yeah.
This is a good ending. Or it's like they go outside and they see a predator. Oh, this is a bad ending because they immediately get eaten.
I took it as life.
Yes.
But I chuckled.
I think that's the way you're supposed to take it. But I also do think Bong is like, haha.
Yeah, a little bit.
Making a little bit of a joke.
Well, the very last second of that last shot of the polar bear, his brow kind of furrows, and it looks like he's almost squinting at them.
He's ready to be like, ooh, food.
And so that is the only part. Like I chuckled a little bit at that. But
well, if the polar bear were to run at them, all they had to do was get on the other side of the train.
Yeah,
because there's a bunch of dead bodies in the train. So like,
yeah, it would go for them. Yeah.
It would go for them.
It would have eaten Curtis Snowpiercer.
His arm.
Yeah. I thought Ed Harris's last word was weird.
What does he say again?
Nice.
Oh, right.
When all of them just hug.
Yeah.
He just sits down and eats one last bite of a steak. He's like, nice. And then he blows up in a fiery
maybe
inferno.
he was ready for death, just to be like, all this horrible stuff finally ends.
But
nice.
he didn't seem to feel that way, though. He was pretty adamant in, like, there's a specific way people need to be.
Well, he seems very gray morally.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Maybe he was just like, well, this is how it happens. This is how it happens.
Exactly.
You know? No, I loved it. Seeing Chris Evans play somebody who wasn't Captain America and had done horrible things in the past was very interesting.
Him being like, I used to eat babies.
Oh, that was rough.
Yeah,
that
man.
Scene. That was my favorite scene was them talking.
And I love that you find out that the reason why the old guy doesn't have legs is because he cut off the leg to give to Curtis. And also that the baby he was going to eat was his
Edgar.
buddy.
Yeah, so he cut off his arm.
He cut off his arm.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
He lost. They did say how he lost his leg, but it was different.
Okay. Yeah. It was a limb.
Yeah. Well, he lost a lot.
Right. Yeah.
He lost multiple limbs.
Yeah.
That character. But I like how his new leg is like was a pipe, and so was his cane.
Yeah.
That was interesting. He got stuck with a pretty shitty job.
Yeah.
You know, make sure that occasionally people will revolt. You're going to have to lose limbs.
Yeah.
You know?
It sucks. One of my favorite moments is when they're about to fight each other, and then someone comes over on the speakers and it's like, it's the iceberg, or whatever they say.
Yeah, that's
and
great.
They're all like, Happy New Year! Everyone just stops to celebrate. And what is Edgar says? He turns to Chris Evans. He's like, "Oh, I hate getting older, man." Like that was such a weird moment.
It was so strange. Yeah, it's just like because he wouldn't have celebrated the last like 16 years, and he also doesn't remember being outside.
Exactly.
That's great. Yeah, those two talking and like the discovery that the guy has been keeping all those drugs.
Yeah.
Just to make C4.
Yep.
So was he a drug addict at all?
Probably.
You think so?
I think he was just a really smart guy.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, he seemed very tired.
Yeah. So do you want me to tell you what the "fuck you, Harvey Weinstein" moment was? All right. So it's before they're about to fight each other, where the New Year's part is, and someone hands them a fish, and he takes the fish and he like cuts into it to show it's bleeding, and then like I don't know, like throws it away or something like that. Just have the blood on its thing, or like they pass around to put blood on it. So
I figured that was like, if we don't kill you, you'll get infected. So we'll get you either way. That's how I interpreted that.
I don't think so. I think it was an intimidation thing.
Okay. That wouldn't have intimidated me at all.
I think it's a thing where it's like, you see this fresh animal, we can just cut it and fuck with, like, fuck it. Who cares?
This
We're
is
rich.
nothing to us, yeah.
But Bong put that in the movie, and it was distributed by Miramax, which is the Weinstein company.
Yeah.
And Harvey apparently was just like, this is stupid. Like, I don't want this in my movie. And Bong was like, Mr. Weinstein, please, my father was a fisherman.
Oh.
I need to have this in because it means so much to me. And after convincing him, he was like, fine, okay, you can keep the stupid fish thing. And so they made it, and then afterwards, Bong was asked about it, and he like told that story, and then he's like laughing, and he's like, my father was never a fucking fisherman.
I heard about
I
this.
just like that shit. I thought it was funny.
That's great. Good for
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, Bong is like literally such a funny guy.
He has a lot of integrity as a
exactly.
filmmaker. He's very fantastic.
He's gonna have an amazing rest of his career.
Yeah, I think so too. Has he talked about what he's doing next? Or
No. But I mean, he
probably
did
laying
just,
low a little bit after Parasite.
Yeah, he might do something more independent. 'Cause I
Yeah,
feel like
probably.
Parasite was very big.
Parasite. No, I think Parasite became big. Parasite felt like it was independent.
I think it'd be a mid tier.
Yeah.
If we were looking
fair
at
enough.
budget wise.
Yeah,
Because
fair.
a lot of it was actually CGI.
Ooh,
Like
okay.
none of the like the people stuff. It was mostly the the scenery.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, actually. But no, it looked great. Parasite's so good. No. So Snowpiercer was great. I was hoping we would once we saw the W on the back of the train. I was really hoping that we wouldn't find out who that was, because I was like, oh, Weyland-Yutani. It's in the Alien universe.
Yeah, sure.
That would have been great. No, that's great. I loved it. I'd give it like a 9.
Nice. Very good.
Very, very fun.
I think that might be the best movie I've recommended to you, right? Or your favorite?
My favorite, yeah. I think under that would be Porco Rosso.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. And Her under that.
Nice.
And then
The Lobster.
yeah. Another movie.
Yeah.
under-
I have a list on Letterboxd of all this stuff we've talked about.
Oh, really? That's
Yep.
great. That's
yeah,
a lot
I'm
of fun.
keeping it up.
Yeah, so that's it.
But yeah, that's about it. I was trying to rack my brain of what I was gonna give you, and I was like looking through some stuff, and I think I'm gonna give you Under the Silver Lake.
Okay.
Which, have you seen that?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna give you Under the Silver Lake.
Okay. Interesting. I was back and forth between. There's a duo of filmmakers that me and you have seen 2 of the movies together.
Yep.
And I was thinking about giving you the third one.
Yep.
But I think as punishment for liking Inland Empire so much, instead I'm gonna let you borrow Dune.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm actually very excited about that.
I thought you might be.
Yeah.
I don't remember the last 45 minutes of Dune. But yeah, I think Dune, and I think I'll save Spring for next week.
Spring.
Yeah, Spring is that other movie that they made,
Oh,
the Resolution
yes.
and The Endless.
Endless.
And
such a good movie.
Because I think you'll really enjoy Spring.
Yes.
But
All right. What are you gonna do for the rest of the week, Nick?
oh god, I'm going to rewatch the Planet of the Apes prequels and maybe
Nice.
some of the others, because that's probably going to be our topic for next week.
Probably. Yeah.
Which I'm very excited about.
Yes.
I think I might go through the prequels and then watch my favorites of the
Yep.
originals. Because I'm a huge Planet of the Apes guy.
Yeah.
I love those movies to death. And I think that's why I like King Kong as well.
He's just the big monkey.
Exactly. I'm like, another monkey. Because I love Kong Skull
That's why
Island.
you love that Clint Eastwood movie so much.
Oh, I haven't even seen it. I own it. I own Any Which Way But Loose, but I haven't.
We should do a commentary track to that.
Every once, yeah, absolutely. Every once in a while, I will like look at my Clint Eastwood collection, and I'll be like,
Not today.
man, no, it's always a maybe.
Uh-huh.
That I look at that and Dirty Harry, and I'm just like, whoa, one of you, one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I'm gonna love that movie.
Yeah.
But I might make that like a movie night.
Yeah.
You know, because we're gonna do Doctor Sleep and Ace Ventura.
Yep.
With some friends.
Yep.
And sometime, you know what? We'll do Inside Llewyn Davis and Any Which Way But Loose.
What a combo!
Well, that's
Which
what,
one's first? Llewyn Davis?
Llewyn Davis. That's what
Okay.
we've been doing. We've been doing like dramas or horror movies and then
Yeah.
comedies at the end.
Yes.
So that'll be what we do
This weekend?
No, this time is going to be Doctor Sleep and Ace Ventura.
Okay.
Next weekend is going to be
Llewyn
that.
Davis.
Yeah.
Any which way. Okay.
Yep. I
Perfect.
can't wait. That's going to be fantastic. But no, yeah, I'm gonna rewatch those Planet of the Apes prequels. I love those movies. Oh, so much, and I can't wait. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna finish up season 2 Twin Peaks.
Nice.
Probably watch Fire Walk with Me. Finish 90 Day Fiance.
Gross.
Yes, very gross. And then this weekend we're gonna do Dr. Sleep,
Can't wait.
Ace Ventura.
I love Dr. Sleep.
More of our D&D series that we've been playing with our friends.
That's been a lot of fun, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like for episode 10 we should do Star Wars.
I was thinking every 10 episodes we'll do one of the trilogies.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm down.
Yeah, like 10 we'll do prequels.
Okay.
20 we'll do originals.
And then
30 we will do
sequels
trilogy, yeah.
All right, yeah, I could see that working.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, but that's all that I've got. This is us signing off.
Goodbye.
Thanks for listening.